Hello traders, hello everyone, my name is Gregor and welcome to our new episode of Surfing the Elliott Waves, where I will look at some of the most interesting developments for this week. This video has been brought to you by Orbex. I will look at DAX, crude oil, dollar CAD, Aussie cable and silver. Now DAX and stock market in general, as you know, came to the downside quite aggressively in the last few weeks, and it was because of coronavirus cases, because of lockdowns that are happening in Europe. We are seeing DAX falling those into this support, but now when actually Germany and other countries are going also now into lockdowns, well, market is already lower because this was already priced in. So for me, it's not surprised to see maybe a potential bounce and recovery in the next few weeks, maybe even months. Of course, the important question is also the US election. So if maybe Trump will really get again this victory, then of course we may see more upside here on stocks in general, but we will see also how coronavirus will be spreading in the US. As you know, back in March we have seen actually that US followed the Europe. So we will see if this will be again the case. If yes, then I would not be surprised by US dollar coming down with a delay. Now let's take a look also at the charts from an Elliott wave perspective. Well, we have seen DAX coming down with 3 waves after these 5 waves up here from March lows. We already tested very interesting support down here around 38.2%, but of course it's a little bit early, especially ahead of the US election, to say that this is a bottom and we go higher. So let's wait another 48 hours or so the market really responds to the US elections, and if we'll see higher prices, let's say back above 12,300, then I think that this will be a tradable low with more upside in view. Now also the very important market is crude oil. Now crude oil is making a very nice bounce after this drop that we also covered in the past videos here, and this was an ABC correction back to this first support at 34 at the former wave 4, and now we are reversing aggressively higher. And if you look closely at the 1 hour time frame, you can actually count 5 waves up, meaning that bottom is in. Maybe not a very long-term significant bottom, but at least short-term. So even if this would be just a temporary bounce, you would still have to see more upside after any 3 wave retracement. So I think that this is your invalidation level, and there can be opportunities on the long side after pullbacks. Also, if crude oil is really going to see more upside, then watch out dollar CAD. Dollar CAD is coming very nicely to the downside. Now first let's take a look here on big picture. Trend is down because we had waves 1, 2, extended to wave 3, and now it looks like that we are just slowing down here for a wave 4, which can still be a triangle. Looking here at the 4-hour chart, this is a very nice, very aggressive sell-off, but still it can be wave D. Okay, wave D, it's part of a triangle, so ideal opportunities on the short side would probably be after wave E rally. But as I said, wait on the US elections, and then let's again go through the charts and see if we are on the right track here. So in ideal scenario, when comparing crude oil and dollar CAD, would be that crude oil makes that pullback after that completion of 5 waves up on the smaller time frames that I showed you. So we can expect a pullback there and then more upside. This same pullback could actually be wave E here on dollar CAD. So we'll see how the market plays out here. If we'll just continue straight to the downside in the next 24 hours and maybe make a close around 1.3 of psychological level, then I think that this wave 5 is actually already in the cards, but still there could be opportunities on the short side after 4th wave rally. Now let's take a look also on Aussie dollar. Now Aussie dollar is coming also aggressively higher here. Firstly, a daily chart, we are seeing a reversal higher from 0.7 psychological level after we have seen a retest of these previous lows. We've been actually looking for a drop below that level in the last week because we identified this as a 5-wave fall. So we know that always when you see a 5-wave decline, that probably this belongs to incomplete drop, which in our case was a complex correction. So we have seen a reversal from a new low and now very aggressive rise. However, this rise is still not in 5 waves if you look closely here on the intraday chart, but this can be the case especially if we are going to see this broken trend line. But again, don't forget on the US elections. Now this market is maybe now also reversing higher because keep in mind that the rest of the world, like Europe and US, well, we can be moving into very important lockdowns, okay? While on Australia's, in Australia, they are going to open their economy. So in fact, this makes me think that Aussie has a lot room to recover. Also, we have seen recent weakness on expectations after dovish RBI. So actually, this was already priced in despite lowering rates from the RBI today. We are actually seeing higher prices. And they're actually doing this to support the economy. So it's actually a short-term reaction for lower Aussie for actually much better benefit on the long run. So in my opinion, I think that Aussie sooner or later will be higher. And if we'll get these 5 waves up here from this recent low, I think again there can be opportunities on the long side after pullbacks. But again, after the US elections. Now let's take a look also on cable. Now cable is probably the one that I would take a look at it if we will see maybe US dollar moving sharply higher after US elections. So we'll see how this plays out, but from an Elliott wave perspective, I think that this structure on a higher degree time frame charts on a daily level is quite clear. We have seen a very nice reversal below this trend line. This same trend line acted as a resistance here around 61.8%, and we are now turning lower. Now watch out also this 4-hour trend line here now retesting. So we'll see how market responds here in the next few sessions. But this appears to be a very key level. If we are going to see a reversal lower, then I think more weakness is coming in play. If we are going back to the upside, then another retest of this resistance here around 1.3250, maybe even 1.33 level can be in the cards. But this will not invalidate the bearish view. I mean, it's still a very clear picture here. I think that this is going to be a corrective recovery. Sooner or later we will see a completion of it. Now let's take a look also on silver. Now silver here on a daily chart, I think it's probably the most important time frame that you should look for because we have seen a very nice 5 waves up followed by this deep correction, which I think can be ABC movement. So it's a temporary setback with a much stronger ongoing uptrend that I think will recover sooner or later. Now sometimes it's very tricky to say when and where this bottom will be seen, especially if you do not see any strong bullish reversal in 5 waves like we have seen on crude oil, for example. So you just have to be nimble and be aware that there could be another dip, maybe towards 21 level, maybe even $22. So $20. So just be aware that this retest of 61.8% is still not completely invalidated. There can be another dip coming before really strong bullish move is coming in place. So either we go up from here or maybe from a new low, intraday low. It just doesn't make any big difference regarding this outlook. I just think that this is impulse and this is a correction, and the next expectations are going to be stronger prices on metals. Okay, Tourists, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave us a commentary below this YouTube video or contact me on Twitter, ask any questions, and I'm here to help you. Have a good day. Bye.